Well, in today's video we learn that mistakes happen, guys. A little earlier on this month, I was working on this 2013 Ford F-150. We had a warranty concern with a backup camera, and we ended up replacing it, and at the customer's request, that's where it went, right there. So, oh, here comes the Dame Bame. Dame Bame and his big badass diesel. So anyways, replaced the camera, that all went well, and you know, the camera was about 3 years out of warranty. Not 3 years out of warranty, but the camera has a 3-year warranty, so I ended up getting the customer warranty on his camera. He ended up paying for the labor side of things, of course, to have the camera replaced, because the camera really wasn't, you know, basically the camera was screwed up, more or less. So he paid for the labor to have the camera replaced, and in part of doing that we had to replace the entire cord that goes along the underside of the truck and remove the radio. And you guys are probably wondering what this scratch is all about here. And you know what? Mistakes happen, guys. So I took apart the radio on this car to replace the entire cord for the backup camera. And as I was putting the radio back into the dash, it kind of like slipped out of my hand. And the screwdriver that I was using to fasten the screen to, or sorry, the radio to the subframe here of the dash, I ended up scratching the screen here. So mistakes happen, and we're not all perfect, but as such, I'm going to replace the screen for him. So I went to my repair depot and I gave him the make model of the radio, and I ordered a new touchscreen panel for him. So I'm going to go ahead and take apart the radio and repair that. And it's a navigation unit. This thing wasn't cheap. It was around 115 bucks. I'm eating the cost on that. And like I said, mistakes happen, guys. So, you know, it feels like, you know, the more careful I am when I'm doing radio installations, the more damage happens. You know, like I go through the lengths of the world to make sure that I don't damage something, and then something gets damaged. And then when I'm not necessarily careless, but, you know, I've been doing it long enough that, you know, I kind of know how to avoid damaging people's dashes. You know, you see these other guys, you know, for instance, 5-Star Audio, and you know, kudos to them. They, you know, wrap the steering wheel, they wrap the dash, they wrap all sorts of different things in the car, you know, as a precaution. And, you know, for me, I feel like, you know, a lot of that is not unnecessary, but just I feel like the more trouble I go through to make sure something doesn't get damaged, it gets damaged. You know, I don't know why that is, but I've been doing this for, you know, 15 years, and I've never really ran into too many problems. I mean, yeah, mistakes happen, obviously. You know, we're not all perfect, but, you know, I feel like that could happen even if you did wrap the dash, or you did wrap the steering wheel, or you did do all these different precautions to make sure that you didn't damage anything, right? So, anyhow, no justification for it. I'm still going to replace it for him, obviously at no cost to him. That's part of what we do here. And it's also part of the risk that we take as installers, as aftermarket guys, because we are taking apart people's dashes. We are taking apart things that necessarily wouldn't get taken apart otherwise, right? So it's part of the risk. It's part of the game of what we do here. And sometimes mistakes happen. So one thing I wanted to touch base on quickly here before I get started on replacing the screen on the radio is this backup camera. A lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, that's a really weird place for a backup camera. Why wouldn't you just put it in the tailgate handle? Couldn't agree more with you. But in this case, the customer was really adamant on being able to see his trailer hitch and what was behind him. And in this version of the camera, it doesn't quite go as far back as he wanted. So license plate mount camera it is. So, I'm going to take apart the radio on this thing. I've already got a couple of the panels off here. But, you know, the radio still functions just the way it's supposed to. And, you know, it's not broken by any means, other than this scratch on the front here that I did by accident. But, you know, I'm going to take this thing apart and show you how to replace the screen on your Kenwood navigation radio. Alright, so I got the radio removed out of the vehicle here. As you can see, still scratched. And I just got it on a nice little microfiber towel here. First step here is I'm going to go ahead and remove the dash kit. Next step, you're going to want to start taking apart the fascia of the radio. This will come off just like wit, and There's a bunch of series of screws, so grab yourself one of those magnetic trays so you don't lose any of them, and start removing all the screws around the outer perimeter. Now once you get the screws off the top and around the edges, the top lid will come off like that. And then the front fascia will also pop off just by getting a little bit of a screwdriver and popping off the front fascia. Okay, so now for safety's sake, I've just removed the disk drive from this. There is a ribbon cable right here that is attached, and you just use a little lever to pull it back, and then the fascia will pop off relatively easy. Alright, so we've got our front fascia off of the radio face like this. There's going to be 2 ribbon cables, one here and one here, that the new screen will be attaching to. And like all the rest of the ribbon cables, you just simply pull back on that little tab there and the ribbon cable will pop out. Next step from there, guys, is we're going to be going ahead and removing the circuit boards from the back panel of the fascia. Alright, so next what we're working with here is once we get all the panels removed, be very, very careful with all this fun stuff, guys. There's a couple little buttons here that go inside of here. We've got the entire screen disassembled here. And this is the part we're after. So obviously that's got the scratch on it. And that is our new replacement right here. Just like that. And we're going to go ahead and put that back over top right here and start reassembling. Okay, so reassembled, skip past all that part you guys saw me take it apart. So now we have got our fresh, new, lovely screen on there. And there's the old one here, guys. So next step, we're going to plug this baby in and make sure she works.
Oh man, can you believe summer's almost over? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that shit either. Anyhow, alright, so great success. We have a great success. We've replaced the screen and everything is perfect. Did I learn my lesson? Sure I did. You know, at the end of the day, it's really about keeping the customer happy and making sure that, you know, I do as what is expected of me. And, yeah, so warranty job gone bad. Didn't make a darn penny on it, but at the end of the day, the customer's going to be happy. And, you know, I also have peace of mind knowing that the job has been done right. So, anyhow, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, and all that fun jazz. And if you guys want to send me an email, you're welcome to do so, carphonics@gmail.com. If you want to send me a sticker, go up on the wall, 663 Wellington Road South, London, Ontario, N6C 4R4. And again, guys, keep that filly on a drilly. Crimping ain't easy.